you're just joining us, this is a live, this is a special live broadcast on the president's return from his Meet the People tour after he had ended his first leg in the Lower River region. Today, I mean, the president is now in the Kanifi municipality, as you have been following. He was received at Kalaji Bridge, where, I mean, the people of West Coast region, I mean, also accorded him a befitting welcome in Brikama, Farato, Busumbala, Yundum, Airport Johnson, Banjulinding, Lamen, and then at Abuko, he was, of course, welcomed by the people of the KMC under the leadership of Executive Coordinator Bakari Singate, who are, as we speak, I mean, escorting the president to Danton Bridge, where the people of the city will also take him to State House. The president has been busy in the provinces, I mean, interacting with Gambians as part of his constitutionally mandated Meet the People tour, which is meant to help him better understand, I mean, what the concerns of Gambians are, but equally to assess, I mean, the impact of his government's policies and programs on the ordinary citizenry. My colleague Ansman Esonyazi, who has been with the tour, is currently with the convoy, and Babakar Sister as well, who's been giving us regular updates from different locations, is also in Banjul at the moment. I know we will try to speak to one of them shortly just to find out where exactly the convoy is, and of course from Babukar as to exactly what is happening in Banjul ahead of the president's arrival in Banjul. Assalamu alaikum bokk nga mi ina ngi Q TV leen dalalaat del si waat nañ comme ni nga ko waxee rek ñu ngi indi special live broadcast pour li nga xam ne moo nekk del si président Barrow gannaaw bu mu jeexalee li nga xam ne moo nekk his first leg of the Meet the People tour. Comme noonu leen ko xamee rek for the past 1 week président mu ngi yoon si dex ñi di am meeting ak ay gëstu yu mu nekk di am li nga xam ne luwaay réew mi ñoo ko may doole ji pour at bu nekk mu dem am tour ak am meeting ak askan nga xam ñoo ko fal pour xam lan moo nekk seen jafe-jafe waaye tam di gëstu li nga xam ne nguuram bi ay policies ak programmes yi nga xam ne def nañ ko yan impact la nekk di am si askan wi. So loolu moo waral too bi tey président Barrow mu ngi dellu si waat ci Banjul xam naa Saturday incha allah dina continuer nga ne moo nekk second leg bi bi nga dina ko commencé fooñi comme ni ma leen ko waxee rek next Saturday incha allah dina am ñaari meeting fële ca Bondali ak Block. On Sunday dina am meeting bu mag ca Brikama SSP football field, and Monday dina am meeting li nga xam ne moo nekk Busumbala all in the West Coast region. Xam naa ne Saturday Monday xam naa Tuesday ba Thursday dafa nekk bési noppalu ba Thursday, so xam naa ne dinañ continuer tour bi si KMC bi ak Banjul. Loolu moo nekk di xew si jamono jii nii beele convoy baa ngay dem président ngay teelu State House. Bari ngol melbe Q TV jube ka ngal bismillah ko tenke amutan kabring data wasot break la comme nga fala nyame don banko nyata ko his excellency president Adama Barrow wala be sey kan kabring atata banko murung mi yalan ko banko la luwal wala ya sembe ka fo banko nyata ko sang anyanta karaka Gambia round at least once pour aning mole kacha ka long munemo ila kolea kuti bari fanang ala masa kunda la policies and programs yemung impact soto molukang banko nyata ko for the past 1 week abenum bolon kono comme alialo nyamen a folota North Bank region ne kabo bara kata CRR kata URR kamurang LRR ngin temento ay murkan Banjul dula melen ko anyanta ka first leg bang on Saturday inshallah second leg be commencer la na be commencer la foñile dula melen ko sibit lungo inshallah banko nyata ko nyanda ka meeting fula soto Bondali anim block. Sunday abe meeting do sotla Brikama SSP football field ando Monday fanang abe meeting do sotla Busumbala and meeting do fana be continue la Kanifi municipality aning Banjul. So all be kay in temento I know control room if our reporters are okay, I understand my colleague Esonyasi is on the line at the moment. So where are you at the moment? Last time I checked you were around Westfield. Where are you now? So we're struggling to get in touch with my colleague Ansumana Esonyasi, who's been covering the president, who is actually covering the president's 2025 Meet the People tour for QTV. and he is with the convoy at the moment. If Baboucarr is available, we can try to speak to Baboucarr as well to understand what is exactly happening at whether he's at Denton Bridge or at the Arch, so that we'll find out exactly what is happening there at the moment. And my guest in the studio is Sidi Cissé, who is the Administrative Secretary of the National People's Party. Sidi, welcome back from that break. I mean, I know the president is now heading to Banjul. I mean, from what you have seen within the KMC,
very, very impressive, and not surprised, because MPP in the last election have won in KMC, and people tend to compare the national election and local elections, the National Assembly election and stuff. For a ruling party, it is always a challenge because you'll have a lot of candidates. So if you looked at KMC, quite a number of independent candidates, that contested were from MPP. So our votes are divided. And again, it's the first election when it comes to these local elections and National Assembly elections. And I think lessons have been learned. How do we get our people back? Those who probably felt they've not been treated well and they felt things could have been done differently, is to reach out to them and have a, what do you call, an in-house discussion for them to understand that this party belongs to every one of us.
Does it include Keba Madi Bojang and the team also? Are you trying to bring them back to their family?
I mean, Keba is a friend.
Okay.
He's a brother. I mean, even though he's on the other side, we continue to talk.
Okay.
And MPP is here for every Gambian. So whether it's the Keba Madis, the Lamin Jattas, and the others, we're here. I mean, we may disagree on certain things, but so I hope that at some point they may want to come back to their home. It's their home. They are the founding fathers of the National People's Party.
And talking about, I mean, grassroots politics, I mean, some people will say, okay, maybe the NPP at the top, they might appear strong because they are the ruling party. But when it comes to the grassroots, they are not as strong as they were in 2021.
I mean, you've seen the crowd. These are grassroots. Nobody is from anywhere else apart from they are from the villages, the towns and the cities of this country.
The reason why I said so, I mean, in 2021, hands down, President Barrow won by a huge margin. But what followed after the presidential election wasn't something that was good for the NPP. When you look at, for example, the parliamentary election from Banjul to Kalaji, you had only one seat in Parliament. That's all you can applies, you say.
I said it.
And how so are you that things are going to be different when it comes to the presidential election, judging by, I mean, what happened?
I mean, the presidential election for MPP, President Barrow being our candidate, and the rest, they are not. It's not a competition for us, because this President Barrow have offered and have delivered. He had promised and he has delivered in terms of the infrastructure, in terms of peace, in terms of tolerance, freedom of speech. They are all testimony to what he preached.
Okay. I understand our colleague Baboucarr Cissé is now on the line from the Arch in the Never Again Memorial Arch in Banjul. Baboucarr, if you can hear me, give me exactly at the moment, and how is the atmosphere like at the Memorial Arch in Banjul?
Yes, Ali, I can hear you. We are at the Arch in Banjul. Wow, right now we are at the Arch in Banjul. And of course, there's a lot of preparations going on here as well. We have a lot of youths out at the Arch. They are also drumming, dancing, and singing. So the people of Banjul have also come out, and they are here in their numbers, waiting to welcome the president. Some are drumming, some are singing and dancing. So some of the government officials also, I've seen them here. Of course, I've seen Mohamed Sabali, I've seen Sidi Ngai, who I will try to catch at some point so that we can also have a word with him.
Good.
But so far so good. Everything is okay. And the people of Banjul have also come out in their numbers, and they are waiting to welcome President Barrow at the State House.
Babukar, in summary, can you just tell us what is happening in Banjul in both Mandinka and Jola?
Alu Valentin Banjul, Ajoto Jang, Banjul Kol Franco nga Fonyamin, Ifra Tundu Olbeka Fontinane, Buruka Si, ka President ka Bendung. Banjul Kol Franata, Ajoto Jang, Eba Batukan, President Batukan, Temanga Kramteko, President Hanisan, Abe Westil Mafang, Labaraman Frenan Jam follow, Baro Nyaonya, Banjul Kol Fran Funtita, ka President Batupuka Bendung, ka Dandanga la Korra Bato, ka Fombe State House. Say funding kel funditale anem musol e felentin jam fana e be dongola e be don kilola e bebe seworing e be kontarring wala be kerin jam aliou ñin tembe Banjul kammi kaji kala QTV ul koke babe Banjul nan mu tongum nanu tongum brikama be kuri mu babe ko da ke Banjul po ku pour le pool ku bibe ate ma Banjul man ko bil ko be après dango ko ka ko be après dango pour ari mu ja Banjul ko pop mbukujo yakila be burungo bomo ko banko nem State House mbukujo be yakila be State House tembeyo ko ko dade Banjul Banjul po ku pour le pool ko ka cime ko ka bomé yoyon tam jate bato yu Aliou lol mo fi nekk tay
Babukar ba wa Sidi mu ne tay ako side ako bi tanambir wala be Banjul bi ako be suba
ngamba nyami jijade kantan ko so anin dongo anin kontano be kerin jang tumando bato be subale bi jang katun Banjul ko le para nyami kumpol be le sidi fo agugu le yalo ni ko agugu anin hontin e ka Banjul ko le bakoy so hontinol be bi janne e be la dongo la ma ka ngo be siarin jambat
wode wo malam ala joba kila nya mo metara makka 5 times
ani alajo buka jija ngayta dimbole la do mbekere ba alajo buka jija wolta mi rawti le say
abaraka bake Babukar Cisse, my colleague there, I mean, who's giving us live updates from the Never Again Memorial Arch in Banjul, where, as you have heard from him, Banjulians have also gathered in their numbers there, awaiting the arrival of the President of the Republic, President Adama Barrow, who at the moment, I mean, the executive coordinator of Banjul, Ibrahim Jawo, and of course his people are also at the arch, at the bridge rather, the Denton Bridge, to welcome the president from the people of KMC. Sidi, you remember Kerim Banjul?
Alunga foile. Ngoy Banjul bi tana bir la beje besuba. Besuba lol la wad. Si ngon bon si duge. Manela li len ko sete. Fonyi, we have the Fonyingas. We come to Brikama, we have Brikama. We come to Busumbala, Farato, Combo South. Airport Johnson, Olyundum, Sanimentre. KM, Abuko. We come to Banjul Besuba. Tanabir Rombi. Barosa dafa bagnal tay. Dafa bagnal.
No, nengen ko balal rek.
No, don't go balal. No, sono. Daf ko min. Barrow is good with this. He's a grassroots politician. Yeah, let me tell you, politicians sing agis fi ken munu politi opo Barrow. I'm telling you.
Why is it president? I'm resources be I'm everything.
No. Forget about the resources.
No. Don't mo gene ci di parti yena nek ruling party. Affaire bi ci yena nek yena fi li ñu wone. Affaire bi yena ko amé Sidi.
Waaw déguma.
Loolu la di.
Non, déguma. Ana ma fu ma ko waxee mooy.
Waaw.
Barrow, for 10 solid years, Barrow mu ngi support a political party as a mere supporter.
Kenn xamul ko woon de.
Kenn xamu ko woon. Waaye lépp loo xam ne parti bu mu bokkoon jamono boobu muy UDP saa yu ñoo teg moom dalasam dina ko fa yónnee te he was just an ordinary supporter. Dina jënd tisaat ordinary supporter.
Waaw dem na benn ka trésor tam.
Waaw dem na boobu beneen phase, there's another phase of 10 years. Mu jóge fa mu dem contest an election in Jimara.
Pour nekk député.
Jóge fa ñu ràññee ko xam ne kii nit ku déggu la nit koo xam ne lu mu oote moo nekk si moom ñu cop ko. He was not elected in a Congress. Barrow was co-opted into UDP and to be the first ever deputy in UDP executive. There was never a deputy in UDP executive. UDP musutam deputy. You have a treasurer and that's it. You have a party leader, that's it. It was when Barrow was co-opted in, be yalla def lumo def Amadou Sane am tolof. C'est la Barrow nek ay deputy. Te su nekkoon keneen dafa nekk trésor waaw bu ñu demee seen base congrès bi sax ñu bugga mu ask for the position of a treasurer dafa bañ mu ne fu mu nekk as a deputy treasurer foofu la fa nekk because moom du nekk treasurer jël place Amadou Sané is in prison and it's on record. This is not hidden. ñëpp xam nañ ko. From there mu nekk a deputy treasurer of UDP mu nekk si mobilisation bi mu nekk si affaire oto yi kooku lum xam si politique ñu ko utale palaasam bi yëpp moo leen gën a xam. I can tell you that what Barrow did lum xam si politique di nduga di jënd ay nag du sarisi ay moto di fay ay moto kenn defu ko fi. So he's a grassroots politician.
Why they put on def on behalf of a party?
No, loolu laa la wane. Of course mu ko doon def behalf of a party. waaye jàng na xam na.
waaye tam nekk si nguur tam gën koo dooleel tam.
waaw nekk si nguur tam gën koo dooleel. so ñu mi xam ne ñu ngi koo jege su ko déglu rek su liggéey dafa yomba.
waaw loolu mooy problème bi nag ndax ñu bari.
président Barrow nga ne foog ne président Barrow nga nax sa bopp nga nax parce que bés dina ñëw.
why the fact of the matter is ñi ñoo nekk ñu bari ñoo xam ne sax dañ feel ne because ok for example da nga jege président bi anyone koo xam ne wax na dara maybe very constructive nga feel ne kii bëggul président Barrow.
no xam nga.
Okay, I understand Baboucarr is now about to speak to Deputy Speaker C.D. Eskenja, who also doubles as the Deputy Spokesperson of the National People's Party. Baboucarr. Baboucarr, if you can hear me, all over to you. Well, okay, we will try to reconnect with my colleague Baboucarr Ceesay, who is currently at the Arch. Comme li ma doon wax rek because dañ nekk si dëkk boo xam ne sometimes is very funny. Okay, maybe yow mun ngaa nekk ni ko xam ne sax you are even close to the corridor of power. mun ngaa wax leen rek loo xam ne people feel ne okay maybe it's not in favor of NPP or the nguur ñu gisee la as koo xam ne yow you are anti Barrow.
non waaye xam nga ñu ñëpp gisee ne lu fi am.
te loolu def fi fees de.
non lu fi amoon mooy ne da nga xëy suba rek nga ñëw ay nit jël la sa kër. yaa ngi sa office. ay nit jël la nga dem sa kër ñu yónnee la lettre ñu ne daaxaneel la loolu amatut. te ñëpp xam nañ ne yow either whether you accept it on live television or not, there are people who are actually in the system who do not support MPP. Yeah. It's here. Yeah. But loolu taxu ne de leen jéene di jëy. So the speculation ne nit mun naa de wax Barrow ne kii bokkul si yow o kii àndutaa yow nga am tolof loolu amatut. Because it's complete freedom. Ku nekk def sa liggéey su fekkee def nga sa liggéey lu mu war you have no problem. Soo ko deful nag bés dina ñëw it will catch up with you. How? Loolu yàlla moo ko mën a def. But apart from that fu mu nekk ni kenn toogu di boole nit di report nit di SIS di jël nit police di jël nit or di daaxa nit and all that it doesn't happen. Because we have the courts here. If you are unfairly dismissed, you can go to the courts and ask for redress. You have the ombudsman here. You have the labor department here. All these institutions are, actually doing their work today compared to the last 22 years.
And when you look at, the current setup of the National Assembly, people say, okay, now we have the checks and balance. You have the judiciary, you have the legislature, you have the executive here and there. When it comes to Parliament holding the executive accountable. Do you think the parliament is living up to its mandate?
I mean, that's what they're supposed to do. And I cannot judge, the work that they're doing. What I've seen.
Do you think that their work is more politicized than, focusing on actual
I won't think
issues?
so. I won't think so, because we've even seen this parliamentary committee.
Yes, I understand Babukar is back. Babukar, if you can hear me, I understand you are with the Deputy Speaker. All over to you now.
Okay, thank you so much, Aliu Cisse. Yes, I'm at the Deputy Speaker at the Arch as I speak to you now. Deputy Speaker, welcome to QTV. You are live at QTV. Thank you. You look very tired, looking at your eyes. I think you are with the entourage throughout the tour. Can you give us a brief of the tour and also the welcoming in Banjul today?
Thank you. The tour, of course, the President traveled to all regions of the country, beginning with North Bank region. And throughout his Meet the People tour, he received tumultuous welcome and, of course, appreciation by locals from various communities in appreciation of course, what he continued to deliver services to them. But this is a constitutionally sanctioned Meet the People tour to hear from them what are their complaints, what have been done, and the areas that need improvement, and of course what new intervention that the president could do. His Excellency President Barrow, of course, who's also the leader of the National People's Party, has numerous interventions, especially on social sectors. Tangible infrastructural development has been taking place over the last 8 years. President Barrow has revolutionized the development trajectory of the country. Most Gambians commended him. In fact, almost every communities, every speakers commended him for his massive transformation of the rural electrification project. Remember, as we speak now, over 1,000 villages has been electrified by the president, and we have about 180-something to 200 villages that are yet to receive the final phase of the electrification. And the president has promised Gambians that by end 2026, every hamlet, every village will be electrified. You also know that he has done the unthinkable, that is, taking in road infrastructure to every constituency in the Gambia. Of course, in some part of the country, we have, of course, it's financed through concessional loan that has a very good grant. But we have a majority of those roads, especially the roads in Nyanija, in Salubs, in Sabasanjal, they attracted 100% local fund. For the first time in the history of the Gambia, a government is constructing roads through national resources, through locally funded, 100%, no grant, no loan. He has also other areas of interventions in the area of education, in the area of agriculture, in the area of health. So because of this tangible, unprecedented development, the Gambian came out in their large numbers to thank him, to appreciate what he's doing, and also to encourage him to continue more. In the interim, reassuring him of an unprecedented landslide victory 2026. So we have this tangible development. We have also other development that are in governance, that are human rights, that are people liberties, but most especially the prudent macroeconomic policies and a buoyant economy. Because if you want to develop a country or a society and you want to gauge how strong the economy will be for a particular given time, you must build them roads. You must give them electricity. You must give them education. You must give them health. Because once you give them electricity and road infrastructure, it's open up for people's socio-economic well-being, the living condition of individual people improved and it developed. And of course, the value of individuals, the value of communities, the value of villages, the value of people's shops increase automatically because of the provisions of electricity, provision of water, provisions of roads. So the president over the last 5 years has emancipated the total economic well-being of every Gambian. So we saw that, and in the welcome from Kalaji to Abuko, of course, to Brikama, to Abuko, to Westfield, to here, you've seen thousands of people, tens of thousands of people lining up the streets. We have seen thousands of people, others riding the motorbike, others in their private cars, others in gelegeles, honking their vehicles and dancing, singing and drumming. That is what touched our heart and that of the president. And the president is grateful to the grateful nation. The Gambians are grateful to him. He has also visited and commissioned new projects throughout the country. Of course, prior to the meet people to, we went to Hakalang Nyomi to clank the road that the Nyomi and Jokadu people has all along claimed that because of the genes, no president will ever construct those roads. And he was able to do that. He has visited other areas, you know, in the Cabadas, for instance. From colonial era to now, the people of Cabada, their roads have always been a footpath or a motorbike or a bicycle. They have never set their eye on macadamized road or electricity. He's building them about 12 roads. We do other one, the longest one, about over 100 and something kilometers. So work is in progress. So therefore, every sector of the economy, every society, every hamlet, every region, every constituency are intervention directly impacting the life of the Gambia.
Thank you, Mr. Njai. Also, a lot of people, sometimes people accuse politicians of making promises and at the end of the day, the promises are not fulfilled. How is the NPP doing this differently? Because the president has gone around and spoken to people and he listened to them and he heard their needs. So how are we going to avoid things like where people accuse governments and the NPP of not fulfilling their promises?
You know, the National People's Party being a social democrat political party and led by a grassroots politician, that's the president. He came from the grassroots. And most of us live with the people. We know the people. We know what they are feeling. Every year, every now and then, the president converses with people. People come in either to the State House or the Bankama, he always goes in. We listen to them. We hear their cries. And we take note. And we do what we call pragmatism. And we are action-oriented leader and a party. We believe that the notion that we can develop without our own total emancipation of our thinking, that is false. That is why President believed that as a country and as a people, we must look at and prioritize the need of our people. What they need, what they want. How do we achieve that? When do we get that target done? So that is what President Barrow is doing. We believe that every Gambian knows that we want to build a city-state. That's what the president believes, to turn the country into a city-state. And if you want to do that, you must give them roads infrastructure. You must give them education. You must give them health. You must give them energy. You must improve the social sectors. You must build on the economy. And also it cannot be in the absence of sustained peace, security and stability. But the foundation of that is 100% democracy. That's why we are doing good governance, rule of law, development, fundamental rights is anchored on the basis of democracy, rule of law, peace and stability.
Thank you so much, CD Eskengai.
Thank you.
We appreciate you speaking to QTV Live. Thank you so much. Aliu, that was CD Eskengai speaking his mind. And obviously, we are still waiting for the president to arrive in Banjul. We'll find out where he is right now, but I believe he must be very close to Banjul right now. And back to you in the studio. Until then.
Thank you so much, Babukar Sise, my colleague there, speaking to Deputy Speaker CD Eskengai, who also doubles as the spokesperson of the National People's Party. Yes, I understand my colleague Eso Nyasi is very close to the convoy and he's on the line now. Ansumana, where are you at the moment?
We're right at Westfield, Aliu.
What?
Right next to Jacaranda.
Wow.
Eso, where are you at the moment?
as I indicated earlier, we're at Westfield now, very almost next to Jacaranda. After 8 hours since we set out at Mansa Conco this afternoon, we're finally at Westfield, now heading towards Banjul. The convoy is picking up some pace. This place has been so crowded. We've encountered crowds upon crowds upon crowds since we set out in Kalaji. And finally, we're headed towards Banjul now. Also, I was informed earlier that there is another crowd at Denton Bridge waiting to receive us.
But you said you were delayed by crowds after crowds. That's from Cow Johnson to Westfield, right?
Yes, Aliu. Well, guess what? I was saying we have been encountering crowds. It appears there is another crowd waiting for us at Iceman.
Oh.
We were expecting to encounter one at Denton Bridge, but it appears there's one at Iceman waiting for us as well.
And there are possibly one at Old Joe's one as well.
Indeed. So this has been the case since we set out, like I said, and it appears.
And Samantha, what were some of the reactions? I mean, from those crowds that you encountered?
Well, it's been excitement. It's been one of approval, if you like, giving their messages as far as the president's tour is concerned. But also, some have openly expressed a desire to see him secure a third term in next year's presidential elections. And this has been generally the message, even to some of the communities we've been to during the course of this tour, where meetings were held. And so, if you look around here, the crowds we're encountering, I can tell you that majority of them are all in NPP party gears, and that shows that party militants have also come out to welcome their party leader.
And how could you interpret the president's body language seeing such a crowd?
It's one of one of appreciation, but also one of excitement. He is visibly excited, as he has been standing all throughout from Kalaji to Westfield here, and I want to believe that would be the case until we enter State House later this night. He's been waving at crowds, he's been interacting with members of the public, especially party militants, and even interacted a couple of times with officials from the various regions who've come out to receive him at the main border points as we know it. So generally, it's been one of excitement for him.
I know just a moment ago I spoke with our colleague Ababukar Sise, and it's the same thing happening at the Memorial Arch in Banjul as well. But just in summary, in Wolof, I mean, if you could just summarize what you've been telling us in English actually.
Waaw li ma doon wax rek Aliou ci kàllaama nasaraan depuis biñ bàyyee ko Mansa Konko tey si suba mënuñoo fexe ba àgg Banjul ni may waxee ak yow nii jaaral nañ bridge bi ci Kalaji ñu fa nekkoon ci mbooloo mu takku lool ñu yaakaar ne fa laa em ñu ñëw ba fi nga xamante ne mooy Sotokoy dëkk yu mel ni Mandina Ba fekk nañ fa mbooloo bu takku naka noonu Brikama SSP fekk nañ fa mbooloo bu takku ñu ñëw tamit fi nga xamante ne mooy Busumbala Farato Yundum Airport Johnson Banjulunding Lamen Abuko ba fi nga xamante ne mooy Tawokoto Latrikunda Churchillstown foofu yëpp daje nañ fa ak mbooloo bu takku boo xamante ne génn na pour teeru kii di njiiti réew mi ak délégation am li ci ëpp nag Aliou dafa am lu ma bàyyi xel fuñ munti dem mbooloo bi dafay gën a bëri ñu ngi nii di romba Iceman léegi ñu ngi rombay tamit Jimpex jubale Stinkoona dem Banjul yaakaar naa léegi convoy bi mu ngi dox daal ndax ñu ngi doon sox turu aar waaye fi mu nekk am na tuuti pace kon am naa yaakaar ne ci lu bañ a yaakaar dinañ àgg fi nga xamante ne mooy ci Denton Bridge foofu tamit dégg nañ ne wala jot nañ xibaar ne mbooloo bu takku mu ngi fa di ñu xaar.
waaye comme na ko waxee rek gis ngeen mbooloo bu takku la lañ nekkoon di wax ñi nga xam ne teew nañ la lañ nekk di wax ak la nga jàngat si président bari language am bi.
li ëpp ci ñi nga xamante ne Aliou ñoo fi nekk ak ñun jot a waxal li ñoo wax rek mooy di wane seen mbégte kontaante ci ki nga xamante ne mooy njiiti réew mi ak liggéeyam waaye tamit ñu ngi dégg ñoo xamante ne ñu ngi wax ne ñu ngi koo ñaanal te yéene koy tamit ndam ci élection bi nga xam ne lañ digmal ci at bi ñu digmal si ñeneen tamit ñu ngi koo wax ne jërëjëf ci liggéey bu ma def si biir réew mi am na sax ñoo xam ne wane nañ seen kontaante ci kàddu yi nga xam ne gaaral na ko ci tool bi ñu nekk nii Aliou.
jërëjëf Ansumana xam naa dinaa la bàyyi mais bi soo leen àggee Jontin Bridge di ngeen nañ jéem a wax ak yow ak yéen pour ñu jéem a lan moo fa nekk di xew ak ñan ñoo ko ñëw pour teertu fi nga ne moo nekk Jontin Bridge kooku moo nekk suma naataango Ansumana Eso Nyasi comme ni ma leen ko waxee rek moom mu ngi cover tour bi moom moo nekk di ànd ak président si tour bi and he's been doing a fantastic job I mean in the past 1 week I mean Sidi.
Yes.
All along I thought the convoy was around Jontin Bridge.
No. I told you.
What were you doing at Westfield and this?
It's the people who are coming out to say thank you, President Barrow. You see, what we have seen from Kalaji to right to Westfield is the Gambian people who appreciate, not only appreciating what the President have done, but to wish him well for 2026. And that's what you have seen. Nothing less, nothing more. I told you, when we came here this afternoon, I said, we are going to be here till very late. And that's what is actually happening.
And you still remain confident that this will be translated into votes?
Absolutely. Absolutely. It is. Because these are people who love the president. They believe in him. And the work that he has done for each of these communities, they want it to continue.
What is that the government or the president has done different that people see different that they think the president is doing?
Tolerant, Aliou. That's one thing. Kenn bëggoon ñu bun xatal.
waaye li ma jaaxal Sidi ñun ñëpp ñu ngi si réew mi fii nii lan la nguur bi def loo xam ne is different loo xam ne ñooñu war nañoo génn ba am ñoo xam ne mënuñ ñoom génn pour welcome président bi te ñëpp ñu ngi si benn dëkk bi fii.
dégg nga la nga ne lan la nguur yi def.
lan la nguur gi def. ba mu waral Sidi si mun a génn pour welcome président te man duma génn te ñu ngi si we are in the same country. What is that?
lan la nguur yi def.
lan moo nekk difference? What is the difference? between ñu génn pour welcome président bi ak ñi nga xam ne fi ñu ne nécessaire pour ñu génn pour welcome président bi lan la def loo xam ne yes fii nga ne yes ñii de are right pour génn pour welcome président bi.
No, Aliou, société suñu demee si pare jigéen yi the women enterprise, they are not choosing your UDP, your APRC, your DOI. This fund for women, and they are supporting them. Hundreds and hundreds of women have been supported across this country. If you looked at the Ministry of Higher Education, what they are doing, the University of the Gambia and other tertiary institutions, the government of the Gambia is actually supporting, the educational sector of this country compared to where it was before. If you looked at the rule of law and justice in this country today, we all know where we were yesterday. People were living in fear. People are so worried. Some people even choose to stay out of this country, away from this country. And none of these things are happening. You go to the local, amenities.
And even the media, it wasn't for everyone.
It wasn't for everyone.
Like we see today.
Yeah, you see. And then if you look at infrastructure, for example, I will take an example of Sukuta, Sabiji. I think there are 6 roads that are connected inside Sabiji. You have the one coming from Latrikunda, the one coming from Nema, the one by the clinic, the one coming from Sibe Johnson, there's one that goes to Willinkama Johnson, there's one that goes. So, Sukuta alone, you have about 6 roads. I mean, the Sukutarians never dreamt that they will have 6 roads coming into their market.
But also people are questioning the quality of those roads.
So those roads are very good.
How good are they?
I'm not an engineer.
How could you build a road without a drainage system?
No, where was
when
no
rain comes,
system? Where?
Wouldn't this road floods?
No, they won't flood.
We've seen videos where
some
of the OIC roads were flooding, especially around Brookwood End.
No, it's not finished.
It's not finished. Okay.
That wasn't finished. This year you don't see any flood in Brookwood. Last year there was, because the road was not completed. Okay. Now that the road is complete, we don't have that. And most of the roads that are built in these OIC projects, they are all been with drainage.
But inadequate drainage.
What adequate drainage?
There's no exit point.
There are exit points.
Exit where?
Yeah, there is exit point.
Really?
You know, of course, in the swamp, there's a lot of water that goes out there, and then when you look at the Yuna,
So okay, now
Jabang,
Sidi, are you telling me? Molu mi ala ko iman finte ka President Barrow bendung. Ñi nga xamne gaining pour tertu President Barrow. I say they are blind. They are not seeing all this is happening.
No, I mean, they don't go out. A lot of people don't go out. They're at home and they still support President Barrow.
No, lima mi nga xamne ñi ngay oppose nguur gi.
No,
Lo min xana
no, I'm bañ mom.
I telling us ñooñu dañ blind ñooñu
No. Xam nga mbañ yàlla si boppam moo ko binda. Am na koo xam ne yàlla moo ko binda moo xam ne yàlla moo ko sabab boobu dafa bañ yàlla te nangu ne yàlla sa am na. So we cannot, sit here and think, everybody is going to like President Barrow or going to vote for President. No, there are going to be the few that are going to sit back and say, you know what, I don't like him. Maybe they don't even like his look. Or maybe they don't like him because he's going with Sidi Cisse or he's going with Aliu.
Or maybe because he likes Cho Kong. Or he
Chuko.
likes
No,
Mahal. Or maybe he likes Mahal.
No, who don't like Mahal? So for those who don't support President Barrow, I don't blame them. And I'm not judging them. Because man, I believe, even God. There are people who actually don't believe in God.
Even the prophet.
Yeah, even the prophet. So for me, what we are doing as a party is to make sure the trust and confidence that the Gambian people had in us, to make sure that we deliver that. And that's what President
maybe
Barrow
sometimes it's not about hating him or disliking. Maybe you just differ in your views, in opinions, on how you see
No,
issues.
it's not actually.
But your ultimate goal, all of it, is for the development of this country.
No. You see, so far, all these oppositions that I see, I mean, I must give credit to Doi because it's a party that will always bring alternative.
Are you saying other parties are not bringing
No,
alternative?
they're not bringing alternative.
What do you mean, see? They have their plans.
What? Let them show me their plans.
They had their plans, they have their manifesto.
Manifesto.
Yes, Sidi. They have their manifesto.
Yes, they have their manifesto. That's
Yes.
right. That's right.
They have their manifesto, they have their plans
But
on
have you
how they
ever-
intend to address the issue.
Yes. I'm not disputing that. That's a requirement for every political party who is vying for office to bring a manifesto.
Sidi, now we are getting live pictures. It seems the convoy has now arrived at the Denton Bridge, which is the border between the Kanifing municipality and the capital city Banjul. I know the executive coordinator of the KMC, Bakari Singate, and his people are now going to hand over the president to the people of Banjul, Ibrahim Jao and his team. So those are the live images we are getting. Ansumana, if you can hear me, just take us through as to what is happening right now at the Denton Bridge.
We are now at Denton Bridge, where the
Ansumana? Yes, we will get in touch shortly with Ansumana again. But like I said, those are live images. Baringol nyintemento banko nyatanko His Excellency President Adama Barrow afutata Denton Bridge dula meyan ko jelemu naneti KMC anim Banjul temu nyintemento Banjul ko wala ba receive kan bridge joto je wala mu Denton Bridge ti wala be KMC anim Banjul temu mbokk nga may yaa saran ci TV ci jamono ji mën nañ wax ne njiiti réew mi President Barrow egsi na ci Denton Bridge fi nga xam ne foofu moo nekk border bi diggante Banjul ak Kanifing municipality fi mu nekk nii waa Banjul yi nga xam ne ku leen di jiite mooy Ibrahima Jao nga xam ne moom moo nekk executive coordinator of Banjul ak ay nitam ñëw nañ pour teertu President Barrow ñoom tam dinañ ànd ak moom ba State House comme lii aada la anytime président su demee toog su muy ñëpp si ni lañ ko dee defee I mean from border to border daf dee am soo jógee NBR so àggee si border diggante NBR ak CRR the same thing moo dee xew URR CRR same thing CRR LRR West Coast Region KMC Banjul loolu moo nekk di xew comme di leen fàttali rek yéen a ngi seetaan QTV seen Post Private TV station ñu nekk di indil li nga ne moo nekk special live broadcast ci li nga ne moo nekk ñibbisi président Barrow gannaaw bu mu jeexal li nga ne moo nekk first leg of his 2025 meet the people to si jamono ji loolu moo nekk di xew xam naa ne sun beneen naataango Baboucarr Ceesay moom tam mu ngi fale ci Never Again Memorial Arch si Banjul sooy dugga Banjul rek moom mu ngi fa si gannaaw noonu rek ñu doon wax ak moom mu ngi doon wax ne lan moo fa nekk di xew Sidi nag wax nañu tey Tanamir moo am Banjul xam naa ne Tanamir de xam naa Saturday laa ko daan dégg wala Friday
non Tanamir alarba moo dee daa
Tanamir alarba moo dee daa so tey bu dee Tanamir moo fa am comme Sidi dafa ni abe dame to president
yes
Afro
Dentim Bridge nga jele min bije but aliou nga kumodo kumas nung mimbe den political party la manifesto luwalom pro political party yo min lefta ka law ka palaso ñini president ya palaso foi manifesto samba
it's part of requirements
it's part of requirements but it's one thing to sit down and write a manifesto but it's one thing to go on your political platform and educate the people with your manifesto.
When they are doing that, City work can interview. No, they cannot interview it. They go on platform.
All these people that go on interview, they talk President Barrow.
Yeah, because he's the president.
As if he's the only person in this country.
Because
he's the president. Tell us.
No, he's the one they want to on seat. So obviously,
you want on seat President Barrow, but you have no idea about education. You have no idea about health. You have no idea about agriculture. That's what is basically happening.
They have plans.
No, they don't have plans. I challenge any of these people to come here and debate on their plans. They have no plans. They have no plan. They're just blind.
Does the NPP has plans?
Of course, we have serious plans. That's what we are implementing. You have seen the plans of infrastructure. We are building schools. We are building hospitals. We are educating youths. We are giving women, something to go back to do. We are the women enterprise funds, the scholarship the MPP has doing as a party. All these political parties making noise here. Hardly any of them do anything. I give credit to Doi. I said it here because I know for a fact whenever you hear them talk, they talk about issues-based issues.
But surprisingly, we had one of my party who made serious statement at Woolley attacking Sidia Jatta.
I'm not aware. I've not heard it.
Are you surprised?
I think because Mai ran against Sidia in the last parliamentary election, probably it's politics that they are playing. But I know, on a face-to-face, Mai have a lot of respect for Sidia. I can tell you that.
Maybe it's just politics?
It's just politics.
Okay.
But I know that might have a lot of respect for Syria.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. Well, those are live shots, Banjul at night. Those are the drone shots you are getting exclusively from QTV. That is...
that's where the Tanabir is going to be.
Well, that's the city of lights, Banjul at night. So those are the live images you are getting. Those are drone shots. Giving you a better picture of what it looks like Banjul at night, and like Sidi said, and that's where they're going to have the Tanambir. And now the president about to cover the tier again for extra 4 hours. Man maka pa dem gene sa.
President su age si ajbi fofu la ñoo def sabar bi.
Bala len ko dege mu dem noppa dafa sono.
No. He's full of energy. Yeah. You can see he's full of energy. He enjoys it.
Yeah.
Yes, he enjoys the welcome. And Aliou bu mu faatee ñoo xam ne ñoo def li yëpp. mooy the grassroots politicians, our political structures. I just got a letter from IEC a few days ago where they want to go and inspect the offices in the regions of political parties. I think that will be interesting.
You have offices in the regions, NPP?
Oh, of course.
Really?
We have homes.
Okay.
We have.
When did you build these homes?
In the last couple of years, we have these homes.
Where do you get the fund to build those structures?
From you and I. There
are parties here that have been here longer than NPP. They don't have those kind of structures in the provinces. How comes?
But they don't want to do it. They don't want to do it. If you want to do it, you can do it.
How?
Sadara was here, didn't do it. Yahya Jammeh came, didn't do it. It's philosophy. Our political philosophy is a people-centered political party. That's what we are. We want to be here, and we want to stay here, and we want to be a party forever.
And do you think, Sidi, this is real, knowing how Gambian politics is?
Right.
People easily jump to the next president.
No. I don't judge Gambians based on that. I think...
Or that's something you want to change?
Yeah. We have to change the mindsets of how Gambians people look at politics. Today, we have the biggest and the most viable students' wing of the National People's Party. That never happened here. These are students who believe in the National People's Party, who are taking their time to understand the programs and policies of the National People's Party, to be advocates of the National People's Party. I saw a couple of weeks ago, they have a WhatsApp news alert, all about MPP, all about the government, all about President Barrow.
Who are these groups?
The students. This is MPP Student Swing.
Students from where?
Gambia, across the country. I mean, come on. Even in Dongoroba, we have our wonderful students there.
The other day, I went to my village. You know, I love going to the village. So I went there just to do some harvesting. And then, you know, I saw the electric poles. And I was teasing my people. I was like, very soon you start drinking cold water. And they were like, what do you think? There's time for everything. So
Yes.
But I think, to be honest, those are kind of developments that will no doubt impact the lives of people in the provinces.
I mean, today, Ali, when I was growing up, if you want to go to Basse, it takes you 3 days.
Yeah, and it was something that they always complained because at the time, the electricity stops at Jalambere. Yes. And then on the other side is Jareng. So they were like, how many governments have come and gone? Jara East has never gotten electricity. You know,
today you have electricity. When I was growing up, it takes you 3 days to go to Basse. Today, a businessman can leave Basse.
No, it's just the poles. We haven't got electricity
yet.
The
electricity is coming.
So we don't know when electricity will come.
By December, we'll be at Dongoro putting the lights on for you. Don't worry about that. Don't worry about that. We'll do the Christmas party in Dongoro.
How about the Kabada roads?
The Kabada road is almost 75% done.
You know, the other day, SA was like, boy, you are very biased. You are focusing so much on Kabada. I say, we need those roads.
But that's what your MP also did. Kebajalo, Honorable Kebajalo. So we need our roads. So what we are saying, as far as the National People's Party is concerned, is to change the dynamics of politics. And that's what we are interested. You know, building homes. Because you cannot call yourself a political party when you cannot house your party supporters and sympathizers in the regions. And we created that. We have our offices across the region, and we have employed over 80 party workers in the regions. Each regional bureau have got cleaners.
In other countries, some parties are like a religion.
Of course, and that's what we're supposed to do here too. It should not be a wiper thing. You know, you wipe here, you wipe there. No, you should be a person who understands that party's program, the party's ideology, and believe in that party, and take ownership of that party. That's what MPP is doing. That's why we have created the student wing of the National People's Party, whose day-to-day job is to continue to educate their fellow students, bring them, because after 10, 15 years, some of us who are here, advocating and singing this praise for Adama Barrow will not be here.
Let me now speak to Ansumana. I think the convoy is now approaching Banjul. They are around the National Assembly building. Ansumana, if you can hear me, where exactly in Banjul are you now?
Aliu, I can hear you. We are at the Never Again Memorial Arch in Banjul, where Banjulians have also come out in large numbers to welcome His Excellency the President and the top party. We're just arriving at the arch, and I can tell you that this place is equally crowded. Banjulians are out, people from all walks of life have also come out to welcome His Excellency as he returns to Banjul following 12 days of touring the country. What started in North Bank has finally arrived in Banjul.
So who and who are you saying at the arch to welcome the President?
Well, I see the Honorable Minister for Tourism. I see Abdullah Job. I see the Executive Coordinator for Banjul. I see the Deputy Mayor of Banjul. I see the Commissioner of Police. My very own auntie is also here as well, Nyasi. And I see the Imam. I see Ibu Fai and several other members of the NPP Banjul chapter, as well as service chiefs who have come out to welcome His Excellency the President as he arrives in Banjul. There you have it, Aliu. His Excellency the President is now shaking hands and exchanging pleasantries with dignitaries who've lined up here to welcome him, or to receive him, if you like, here at the Never Again Memorial Arch in Banjul.
so Ansumana si lu gàtt rek xam naa ne léegi egsi ngeen Banjul naa ngi si Memorial Arch bi mun nga ñu wax rek lan moo fa nekk di xew ak kan moo teew pour welcome président bi.
Aliou agsi nañ fii si aaj bi si Banjul suma dëkki goro yi gars yi génn nañu pour teeru ki nga xamante ne mooy His Excellency président bi waaw dama bañ nga wax rek xam naa ne fa nga jaar fa xaaral ma waxal ko suma boppa xaaral ma waxal ko bokk na si ñi génn si fii Aliou mooy député mayor bu Banjul gis naa fi tamit ki nga xamante ne mooy ministre bi yor wàllum tourisme gis naa fi executive coordinator ak ay yeneen kilifa diine ak aada yi nga xamante ne waa Banjul lañ génn nañu pour ñëw teeru His Excellency président gis naa fi tamit ministre bu information docteur Ismaila Ceesay gis fi tamit ki nga xamante ne mooy Ibou Faye ak ñeneen ñoo xamante ne ay kilifa lañ ñu génn si pour teeru président yaa dégg woy yooyu Aliou ak tàccu yi ndax xam nga suma dëkki goro kenn du dem ñu des su ñëwee ci yëfi ambiance
maa ngi dégg ay woy de doo jóg ambiance tuuti rek Ansumana
Aliou dégguma la
ma ne soo ñu mën a jóg tuuti ambiance rek ñu mën a xam lan moo fa xew
waaw jëlal Aliou jëlal li Aliou yow yaa dégg loolu Aliou
waaw
lii de moo fi nekk am na beneen groupe bu fi nekk tamit Aliou
waaw
di gës dina la may tuuti ambiance foofu
hunting bi
Aliou yaa dégg loolu
waaw dégg naa boobu moo nekk hunting bi
waaw fi mu nekk nag Aliou His Excellency moom it dugg na si otoom fi mu ne dugg na si otoom fi mu nekk Aliou gars yi di ko teeru ji fi mu nekk muy waaj nag pour dem jëmale fi nga xamante ne mooy State House
waaye daf mel ni ñoom tam dañ ko gunge ba State House Ansumana bi ko maa ngi gis gars ñu ngi block seen sa diggante sa moto bi ak bu xëcc bi
waaw dañ koo gunge ba biir State House ndax noonu lañ ko defee woon rek ñi nga xamante ne ñoo ko jëlee kàllaaj yi dañ ñëw ba fi nga xamante ne mooy Abuko ñoom ñu daal di fa em dellu bàyyee ko waa Abuko tamit ñu teeru ko fa jëlee ko fa indi ko ba KMC ñu bàyyi di ko daal di ko bàyyee ñi ba Banjul daal di ko bàyyee ñi nga xamante ne ñooy waa Banjul ñoom it dañ koo jëlee Denton Bridge ñëw si aaj bi daal di ko yóbbu gunge ko ba mu dugg si biir State House waxoon naa Aliou si bëccëg ne aw moon yaakaar de dinañ teel a dugg Banjul te dafa mel ni li ma wax daal moo mujjee am ñun ñu ngi génn depuis ñaari waxtu ba tey feew mënuñoo fexe ba dugg biir State House kon li ko waral rek mooy mbooloo bu takku bi nga xam ne génn si na pour teeru ji ki nga xamante ne mooy président nii may waxi yow sax am na beneen mbooloo bu nekk suñ kanam fii ci Independence Drive ñoom it ñu ngi suñ kanam di ambiance ñëw taseeg ñun fii si aaj bi kon li génn si nit tam si Banjul Aliou bëri na lool
comme na ko waxee rek I mean anytime su demee too su mu ñib si rek nii la dee mel waaye from experience xam naa ne nekkul lu yomba waaye di la gënam rek si liggéey bu rafet boo nekk di def ci too bi waaye Ansumana soo ñu bëggee jox a recap rek xam naa ne for the past 9 days you've been crisscrossing I mean the regions with the president yow as a reporter what actually stood out for you most from all the engagements that the president has had I mean in the provinces
yaaga naa dem too yaaga cover tamit ay presidential campaign waaye li ma gis si too bi dafa am lu bëri lu ma si jàng ndax xam nga li nga xalaat ak li xew si dex bi du benn jàngat naa si lu bëri ci wàllum développement tam si wàllum nit ñi seen soxla ak seen bugga nit li nga foog ne ñi nekk ci dex bi li ñoo soxla si développement soo demee gisal ko sa bopp déggal leen si ñoom ñi ñu waxal la ko du nekk benn li nga foogee ne tamit dex bi fa la toll ci wàllum yokkute boo demee gisal ko sa bopp Aliou di nga xam ne du benn man daal jàngal naa lu bëri ci biir too bi waaye loo xamante ne moo gën a fës ci li ma jànga mooy ne liggéey bu bëri moo nekk di am ci dex bi spécial lu jëm ci wàllum yoon loolu moom foog naa baax na ñëpp bàyyi ko xel moo xam ne ñuy politique la moo xam ne ñuy gëstu la maanaam ñu def research soo demee ci dex bi tey dëkk yu mel ni région yu mel ni URR wala région yu mel ni CRR even ba si LRR sa Aliou li fa am ci projet yi yoon
LRR
man musuma koo gis waaw ba ci LRR ndax tey dem nañ ci boor boo xamante ne li fa nekk ci yoon almost 100 kilomètres ñu ngi koo liggéey gars yi dem nañ halfway ñoo dem gisal ko suñ boppa film nañ ko ba interview fa président foog naa Aliou baax na nit ñi bàyyi xel loolu ba pare bàyyi naa xel tamit ne am na yenn areas yoo xamante ne demoon fa time boobu du daan yomba du daan neex place yi mel ni Bajakunda area boobu noonu waaye li ma fa gis ren daf ma yéem lool wax dëgg ne yàlla lii nekk di am ci wàllum yokkute ci dex bi musuma ko gis Aliou te yàgg naa di cover ay campagne ak ay tour waaye li ma gis ren daf ma yéem
waaye in terms of nit yi seen cadre yi nekk di gaaral si meeting si lan lañ nekkoon di wax ak lan lañ nekk di ñaax nguur gi
waaw ba tey ñu ngi laajte yoon moom daanaka fuñ mënti dem dañ ko dégg nit ñaa ngi laajte tali bokk na ci tamit mooy wàllum hôpital am na ñoo xamante ne dañuy wax ne am nañ l'hôpital waaye bëgg nañ ñu upgrade ko am nañ fanaa ñaari place suñ dem ñooñu laajte nañ tam pour ñu upgrade leen seen schools yi def ko basic cycle am tamit ñoo xamante ne ñoom dañoon laajte li nga xamante ne mooy ambulance loolu tamit dégg naa ko fa waaye li ci ëpp Aliou mooy affaire yi yoon lu dem si affaire yi ndox dégg naa yéen a si doon wax si gannaaw yow ak Sidi man mi defoon naa si story interview président interview tamit ki nga xamante ne mooy ministre bu seetoo wàllum ndox fii ci biir réew mi di Moussa Dramé lu Aliou lu dem ci 68 boreholes loolu la président inaugurate ci yoon bi nga xamante ne lañ nekk ekkati tamit lu toll ci fanweer ak ñeenti caabi yu boo xam ne pare na di ko teg ci loxo ministre teg ko ci loxo gouverneur ñu daal di ko séddale dëkk yooyu nga xamante ne ñoom ñoo bénéfice ci projet yooyu leen kon lu jëm ci wàllum ndox def na si jéego bu mat sekk ba pare maa ngi bàyyi xel tamit Aliou lu jëm ci affaire yi schools am na schools yoo xamante ne tamit jot nañ koo dem nemmeeku visite ko xool yokkute bu mag moo fa am ndax xam naa ne lu jëm ci wàllum IT par exemple bëriwutoon schools yoo xam ne am na ay lab fii ci biir Kombo waxuma la sax si dex bi waaye gis naa si ay school ci dex bi ñoo xamante ne ni am nañ fa ay IT lab loolu li ma si jàngat ak li ma wone mooy yokkute ci ma ci suma gis-gis.
so in terms of I mean wàllu mbéy mi because xam nañ ne mbéy mi moom dafa am solo trop si réew mi especially si dex yi lan lañ doon wax si wàllu mbéy mi xam ne fu mu nekk nii baykat yi ñun suñu maas yi am nga ngeen ñu commencé jaay suñu gerte yi ak yooyu yëpp luñ doon wax.
waaw wàllum mbéy mi Aliou surprisingly liñ doon laajte li ci ëppa mooy affaire yi machine yuy wol dugub loolu la gars yi doon laajte li ci ëppa loolu lañ doon laajte ndax lu jëm ci wàllum engrais war nañ na engrais am na bu doy te jotoon nañ ko ci waxtu lu jëm tamit ci wàllum li nga xamante ne mooy naweti ren ñoom wax li ëpp ci ñuy wax ci place yu ñu dem war nañ ne nawet bi baax na kon li ñu doon jooytu mooy affaire yi mooy machine ci nga xam ne mooy wol dugub
ok moo nekk machine yi dee wol dugub
waaw ci ëpp daal loolu lañ doon laajte machine yi wol dugub
waaye si wàllum jëndam gerte gi ndax am na any point fi nga xam ne res nañ ko parce que xam nga ñu bari dañ daan gis ne dañ daan wax ne ok affaire de def xala late wala yooyu noonu ndax am nañ ci ay cadre wala government indi na ci ay leeral daal.
waaw Aliou gars yi ñaan nañ njiiti réew mi ak ministre bi seetoo wàllu mbay mi. pour ñu yokkal leen njëgi gerte bi bëgg nañ ñu yokk ko tuuti. beneen bi tam mooy ci anam bi ñoo feekoo seen xaalis. suñ jaayee seen gerte ñu ne daaw amoon nañ ci ay teex te bëgg nañ pour nguur gestu loolu ministre nag xamal na leen ne. ñoom ñu ngi liggéey ak buntu yu mel ni kiw moni ak ajib te jël nañ ay jéego waxtaan nañ seen biir di soog ñoom ba nga xamante ne ren kiw moni ak ajib dinañ leen mun a jëndal seen gerte yi wala jaayee leen ko ba pare seen xaalis dina mu te dinañ ko jot ci anam bi nga xam ne moo gën te moo gën a gaaw loolu tam ministre jox na leen assurance boobu noonu ak président bi yëpp.
waaw xam nga baykat moom de bee teel a caalit xam nga soo jaayee gerte ji xam nga tay bu nga war a espérer pour mun a jënd sa chicken ak sa afra yooyu noonu soo affaire su leetee tuuti rek a day caalit.
waaw xam nga Aliou li ci ëpp sax. si ñu doon caalit. waaw mooy ci dëkki poli yi nga xam ne dem nañ fa.
waaw xam nga ñu ngi bay.
wa déedéet joola kay ko xam joola xam ko ci bay yéen saama ngeen xam saama nag
so aside from that Soumana am na si benn meeting boo xam ne gis na ne yaa ngi ko indiqué sa report bi ne président dafa hand over a check pour dooleel jigéen yi mu nga ñëw gën a leeralal foofu rek loolu pour lan la
waaw Aliou ministre bi nga xam ne moo amee affaire jigéen ñi ci njiitalu honorable ministre Fadou Kinte ñoo am fond mooy koppar boo xam ne nguur daf ko génnee tege ko boor pour dooleel jigéen ñi rawatina ñu yëngu ci wàllum business ak i tamit yeneen jumtuwaay yi nga xam ne ñu ngi koo jëfandikoo pour dooleel seen boppa ak seen njaboot loolu nag mu waral njiiti réew mi bëri na ci bépp région boo xam ne dem nañ fa yëkkati na lu toll ci ay ñaar yéenay $1 million bu tegal dara teg ko seen loxo région bu nekk mbootaay yu toll si 20 mbootaayu jigéen ñi nga xamante ne ñoo seen njëriñoo ëpp na 2 junne jigéen ci région bu nekk mu nekk lu am solo te ñoom itamit ñu rafetlu ko loolu nekk na loo xam ne tamit bàyyi naa ko xel si tool bi.
jërëjëf Asmana xam naa dinañ la bàyyi mais bi soo mënee am ay few nit nga mën a waxal foofu rek Banjulian si pour just jéem a am kaddu tuuti si ñoom naka lañ gisee welcome bi ak tool bi si boppam soo ko amee rek mën nañ def si ma xala engage Sidi tuuti Sidi yaa mooy Asmana ka men fo aka munta ñin tamit to banko jaran ko fotata Banjul bari yaa ma men fo ko mi ala ko akita to kono I mean more because mo jama be je it's an opportunity.
Yes.
Just president your life is something else.
Something else. That's true.
Because as you didn't know be po ina mo masa famo je. E ka je picture drum. Bari ka je drum in life
ko adolom. Andu ñi adolu meta jande andu adol fanan na faale bi je. Bi ni president kany minimum ketenti banko mol ka findi dinul ka findi kaje. Ake wakilindi le. Ake inspire le. Dinno do saje I can also be a president, for example. I can also be a minister. I can also be the doctor. So one kule me alonko akuma da purungol fana ngachilo tuoto. Parce que dinno dindinje nama mosra e suma minna do. Hamota la. Te hamo ka surdami bolon ke suma mol. Asmana kuma do fa jamin kata senela la kuoti. President ya fo tokono ka fo ne ala tara sonda nyinanti da wolbe tambela serunti date. Fulanyam fanang there are no credit buying ka julo soto tiyola karola ata soto la an fulanyam fanang tiya sango iba sanna iba wa fula dame ibela kodo soto ro o kuma da bake parce que ya jibe ya jibe momi senoke kabara kungo fita ala tiyo fi ala tiyo falenda binde kilim binde fula binde saba ay tiyo wutu ay tiyo busa ay tiyo topoto woyo batami mbeke ni nata yo tiyo tabul iman fella bulo kono ni yake dole be kurpeñal bi
most of us can relate ngala akaka nyama
yeah so wom kule mi yalo ko
ila 3 months e ka doko menke
yes it's a lot of work andu we ka jama baaje ike fambal ku jamal la mi yalo ko ka ke la nyin senol kon andu fana ka mem fana mutaki olon it's a hamadol soto ku jama be je ka bulaje pour ning traité nata traité tambira ya cool to put
ane ku kilibe je ñi mo sifal ñi ke exploit abuke wati
so
ila terror
yes
e ka wala
so wolon toñal so sañi nga minje serum aji bank anen kiwmoni do koke bari kole a kol soroje parce que ndolla jan jama kala fi kodo bulo kono ni mobile money koñi
mo jama kala kay ka wala koyta baya sa du yakobe ko fal na sign kasa ko ko palina sign
ko ga palina ba modol man son han sign so ela frela kodo dile nata ne ko abela telephone lo kono teata
ay buka lawol e ka même bi def ye menje ka fonde copet
d'accord so but president la hiro ke nyin silo o do to kela so be mu kulel mi yanon ko nyaado ta dronno bije ade nga minje tending mol mi diamuta programme kono ani ansumane milifo min kera development o silo la karola ni ku kotanlu wolbe mo kuladi tonya iko wulo ya ko nyanya fa nyun ko I must come back to one of your state of affairs program with the minority leader.
Alhaji S. Dabo.
I have so much respect for him.
Yeah.
He's
He's a great politician.
somebody that I like. He's very strong. Miriya Nyininka, mune lonko isafako anyato talo banko kang men safa President Barrow minki ako freedom of speech, the rule of law, kusifal. Ika ko but infrastructure ko yaja meka silo doku. Tuanyalo yaja me silo doku sada ode silo doku. Bare nyim fulo la silo doku Barrow min doku nyi sanji nano kon wala siyatol bet.
Hakala ngala wole taleje.
You know, hakalan sitale amang kalanno. Adama Barrow la kalan. So sanji hebat. Kabada fele kabada nen man sibo silo.
Ale bolu bula bore silo.
Kabada man so bi ni na kabada hani nyama bungol min bijo courant bije.
Mr. President, don't mind them. Bole silo.
Hani nyama bungol min bije courant bije. You know tumo bako baja kunda eso kaminfo. Ka kundu ka bobase ka bula barara kata bako ira wuli o batami mbije. You know, I remember I used to go to those areas. It is very difficult.
I remember, was it 2011 or 2012? Kabiri Nyimbanta, the late Beka Kamara,
yes,
the MP for Wuli.
Yes.
Kabira Banta Purukala Furo Murindi Baja Kunda. That was something else.
Yes.
No.
So the roads were very, very bad. I gave you an example of Sukuta, for example. The road network that came in there is quite amazing, and I think everybody is actually.
But at the end of the day, that's what we expect from a responsible government.
I'm glad that you said a responsible government means our government is very responsible.
I'm not saying.
No,
but that's what I'm saying. That's what we expect.
Our government is very responsible. No. Our government is very responsible. And two, Honorable Deputy Speaker have said it here. For the first time in the history of this country, we are building roads using our own money. We are not sitting down or have a basket and go out there and say, you know, Sarangiliella.
But there's donor fatigue now.
No, I mean,
so every government wants to be very innovative. Like the president would say, innovative financing.
Yes,
that's what you need.
There's a saying that
and already our debt.
That Honorable Siri Ajata used to say, "Nandema koramma nyasoro kate." So by sakir ngane diu kanyo japale masmaker. Besmune munuko sakir yida fatas. So I think it's time that let us also, you know, finance our own projects, you know, build our own roads, build our own infrastructure, you know, and then we can move forward.
And
because at the end of the day, you know, the problem that we have here, coming from dunia sindi molbe kere. The problem that we have here is the same problem the other people have. Today, if you look at, you know, in England, they are telling you, in BBC, they are telling you the growth, you know, is quite less compared to, you know, a year ago. And this is not what they wanted, but that's what is there. The world is in a very troubled age, you know.
Yeah, because I mean, just a moment ago, I saw Mar Nyang of Gambia participate. I mean, posted something on Facebook, and he said, I mean, the Gambia's public debt stands at 139 billion. That's as of June 30th, 2025, which is 70.4% of GDP.
Yes.
Isn't this worrying?
I mean, I think what we have to but when you talk about this debt, this is not saying President Barrow is debt.
This is from Jawara to Jamel.
Yes, so I think it is important. I have great respect for Matt and others. You know, when they're doing this, it is also important to be very specific. You know, who took what and at what time. That will actually help. But if you blankly, you know, make such a statement, it's Adama Barrow's government that went for this money. But we have seen whatever money that President Barrow's government have taken have been put in the right use. We have seen the OIC road, for example. We have seen the OIC projects. All these things are actually helping us. Today, when you come from the Brufur Market to the Willinkama Road, right to the Batir Hadin Highway, Coastal Highway, you know, a year or two ago, when that road was not built, I don't see any 3-floor or 2-floor buildings there. But today, you know, everybody around that area is putting 2-floor, 3-floor buildings.
It was an isolated place.
Of course.
Because
and now the property price in that area a year ago and compared to now is completely different. Now, before you can get probably a 20 by 20 for $1 million in Brufut. Now you cannot get it for $1 million in Brufut because of the good roads, because of the good services that are there. So these are all the things that are actually happening. President Barrow's government is actually giving us what we asked for, and we cannot ask for anything more.
It's interesting, but I mean, like I said, I mean, that's why they elected him in 2021 for him to bring in those development projects. I remember in 2021 during the campaign period when he promised that he was going to build the Brufut roads. I mean,
yes.
Many people doubted. I mean, people were
like,
I mean,
of course, people doubted.
Yes.
I mean, that's what people thought, because from Jawara to
but
Jammeh.
that's because that's how politicians behave in most of the cases.
No, I
they
don't
come
think
and
that's
promise you to, and they will even promise you the bridge where there's no river.
I think that's where some politicians behave.
Yeah,
and
that's what I'm saying.
President Barrow, we can put a hand on a heart, he doesn't behave that way. He would tell us, whatever you are promising, make sure it's realistic.
No, what I mean,
Promise
from past
less.
experience,
Yeah, from
that's
past
why
experience.
when he come and
Yes.
make certain promises,
Yes.
people are like,
he will tell us,
if
you are making promises, make reasonable promises. In fact, it's better to promise less than promise more and you cannot deliver. And I've seen that in him. He would rather do less talk and do more. That's why when people are saying he's not talking, but he's working. I think for me, he's doing what I want, that he's doing the work. When people are talking, you just do the work. Your work will show it for itself.
And now people say, okay, because election is approaching, they're rushing all the projects now.
No. Every project have got a timeline. People who sign this contract, who bid for these programs, they are timelines. And definitely they are delivering by that. They are delivering. Of course, there are some challenges here and there, but the set time has to be delivered. They cannot go beyond that.
It's quite interesting. I mean, like we said, the president about a second leg starter on Saturday in Fonyi.
Yes.
What are you expecting to see in Fonyi?
Ambience. I think Fonyi.
We have had the North Alliance APR saying people shouldn't listen to President Barrow. What is it about President John?
I think they should be busy preparing for the welcoming of.
Oh yes, it's November 19. Yes. We have just 11 days to go.
Yes, it will soon be 28. So it will soon be 20.
Yeah.
And then 10 days to go.
It doesn't take long a charter flight to come to Banjul.
No problem. So. No. But you have to get clearance.
What?
Yahya Jammeh knows when he was here, even wherever he's leaving this country, his keep a protocol, and foreign office have to make the calls to use other people's airspace. Does he forget that?
So will you close the airspace?
Not even Gambia. No. Even, in fact, he has to make all the arrangements. They have to make all the arrangements for him to use the airspace all the way to Senegal to Gambia. It's not something that you just take a bottle and just throw it in somebody's compound.
But I mean,
it doesn't go like that.
Yeah, Sidi. I mean, as part of this program, we've been discussing about the state of politics in our country and all that thing. And it's good that we have seen so many people coming in now, creating political parties, movements. I even had one of my colleagues, journalists, who also formed a new movement called Front Change Movement. So, what is funny?
I don't know where they're getting these names from.
Don't worry. Front Change Movement.
Front Change.
Front Change.
Change. The front is change.
Yeah, Front Change Movement.
So it's not the turnaround, is it?
No. This one is Front Change Movement.
Why is it turnaround?
He's making.
Oh, now he's sober,
granting interviews and saying his.
But his deputy has stepped aside.
But that's what you are doing. NPP, why are you...
No, we never went for him.
No, but what we don't understand, this is with the people too, but all that, most of the we see is people cross-carpeting.
No. Who cross-carpeted?
At these rallies.
No, turnaround deputy did not cross-carpet, did he? I saw a letter somewhere that he felt that he's not, been utilized, so he didn't to step aside.
So is it true that NPP is using money to get all these people?
We cannot have that money to use all this, to get all these people. It's not possible. You want to tell me all these people who are out here, so we pay to come out? No, they just love the president. Jamabi, development. I have no doubt in my mind there have been 3, 4, 6, 8, gele-geles from Brufut to come and wish President Barrow a great welcome, because they are happy.
Funded by NPP.
Which MPP? No, funded by themselves.
Really?
They are the MPP.
And now the president is, like I said, he's starting his second leg on Saturday in Fonyi. What message do you have for the people of Fonyi?
It's the same message. It's one Gambia. Fonyi is not different from Gambia.
Yeah,
and I think we have seen the welcoming in Kalaji. No Kombonga went to Kalaji. Nobody came from the camp to go to Kalaji. It's the Fonyinkas who took over Kalaji and welcomed their president. So President Barrow is a president not only for the Combos, but for the whole Gambia. The Fonyinkas will display the Bondale meeting and other meetings in Bullock and others will be a very big meetings. You'll see real entertainment. I love meetings at Fonyi.
So what sort of message do you think, the president and the delegates will go with to Fonyi?
You see, we should not see Fonyi
like the
different.
Tune, but like the tune that they should use to a wife's meeting.
This is not the first time for the president to be in Fonyi. He has been there.
Definitely,
not once,
I don't expect people to go to Fonyi and you take to that podium and you start saying certain things in a certain tune. When you're calling for reconciliation and all those things.
The issue for about Yaya Jammeh, it's been said and done. Yaya Jammeh have said he's coming in November, and the president said, you can't come unless I allow you to come. And it's done. We're not talking about Yaya Jammeh now. It's not an issue for us.
Definitely.
And I think for the people of Fonyi, there are a lot of projects there that the president is going to go and see, and then we're going to discuss, he's going to talk about those projects and what other projects there are for the people of Fonyi.
I think that should be the main focus.
That is actually the main focus.
It's not just to go there, many people defend the tone to one and all
But who are you going to defend? Is Yaya Jammeh the Fonyinkas? Yaya Jammeh is an individual.
Yeah.
He is now an individual. He's not the president of this country. He's an individual who sat in Equatorial Guinea and use WhatsApp and make a summon that I'm coming.
But that's normal.
Of course.
But people went to respond.
And
these days they have been busy cleaning his residence. Are you aware?
We have no problem. They can clean all his residents and get him red carpet roll out.
Are you aware?
There's no problem.
Are you aware? They're cleaning. They were there doing setup.
It's very good. It's good so here and time to do setup. But not setup.
And in terms of unity, because we are approaching election next year. Many people are saying yes. In as much as we might have our differences politically and all those things.
Yes.
At the end of unity,
it's very important.
It's to start from the political leaders. The kind of messages that they send across, what they say in rallies, is also very important.
No, it's quite important, and I think for MPP, since we are in government, and President Barrow has always said that for him, no one is his enemy. We're just opponents in these competitors. That you have he's in government, you think you can win the hearts and the minds of the Gambian people, go out there and do and campaign. Yeah. Allow him to campaign, allow others to campaign. We have seen here in 2021, where each presidential candidate was given a battalion to go out with the police escorts and everything. A very peaceful election. And we all went there and did what they did, and then come back, and the people make the choice. Because every single Gambian have got a voter's card and a vote. So you cannot force anyone to vote for you. You can only talk to them. But what is important is less misinformation and disinformation. It's very bad. For leaders of political parties, when they talking to electorates, let them tell them the truth. There's no point, saying things that you actually know is not true. But you are just doing it because you want people to look at President Barrow and his government as a very bad government, when actually you know that it's not true.
And it's the same with the NPP. They should also avoid saying things that are unfounded against the opposition.
No.
Respect is reciprocal.
Absolutely,
it's from both sides.
Absolutely. I will expect
I wouldn't say, for example, maybe they're saying that the president will never sit and say against a particular opposition leader. But sometimes maybe it's the supporters
who
go out on these media interviews and start saying things.
We have made some progress with the Inter-Party.
Yeah.
And I think what the Inter-Party needs to do is to double up their effort and continue engaging political parties. So that, you remember in 2016, there's this MOU that was signed between political parties, all those things took place, so that at least there can be decency in campaign.
Yeah, and that's why ahead of the election, that's why all the political parties should really have a message. What kind of message do you want to send across?
Yes.
And have a unified message that, whoever is going to media interviews, this is what you should be talking about. Don't be there trying to attack personalities and saying certain things that are not right. But if you just have every Tom, Dick, and Harry going and sitting on any program and just start saying your opinions and saying certain things that do not actually represent the political party.
As far as we are concerned, we are transforming the National People's Party to an institution where we have various people who will deliver our messages, who will put up our campaign messages, and that's how we go. And we will endeavor, not to go into character assassination, going after individuals, and dissing that at other people. This is not how we do our politics. And I would encourage all other opponents, all other political parties, and their leaders, and their supporters to do the same thing. Because this Gambia belongs to each and every one of us. So if we set this Gambia on fire, we are the ones who are going to run away. And God forbid that.
And if you're just joining us, you are watching QTV's special coverage of President Barrow's return from the first leg of the 2025 Meet the People tour. Those are live pictures you're getting as the president's motorcade approaches State House in Banjul. Earlier on, the president was received at the Denton Bridge by Ibrahim Jawo, the executive coordinator, and other members. Also, when he got to the Never Again Memorial Arch, there were other senior officials and party supporters who converged at the McCarthy Square. As you have heard from my colleague Ansman Sonyasi, many party supporters were there. Of course, the Minister of Tourism, Abdullah Job, and Minister of Information, Dr. Ismail Assisi, were among the top senior government officials there who came to receive the president. So at the moment, it seems the convoy is approaching, the McCarthy Square, from where, the president and delegation will move into State House. Hopefully, he's going to speak to the press. That's the tradition that
Yes.
at the end of the welcoming, he will share his impression with journalists who, like we have heard from CDC, they have been giving a very, comprehensive coverage of the president's dialogue or Meet the People tour. Like we said, it's a constitutionally mandated tour, even though some critics argue it is now being turned into a political rally, which CD and many of the NPP supporters will disagree that it is not a political tour, it is a Meet the People tour.
Ali, those who are saying that we invite them to any of the rallies to come, if they want to be speakers, they can be speakers as well, if you are from that community. If you think you are from Bondali and you feel the president...
But by the way, were you surprised with the meeting at Sali Kenya? I understand, you deputy ko mol kanana. If I want Sali Kenya.
Sali Kenya. That's my uncle's. Suleiman is my cousin. I think it was unfortunate because Suleiman was among those assembly members who voted or supported that very budget for the president's Meet the People's tour. He could have stayed away and say, I don't want to do anything with this budget because I don't want the president to go on tour. Yes, he's one. He could have walked away. And I think for that, for me, I would respect him. Say, you do not agree with this, even though it's a constitutional sanction decision. You as an MP, a member of parliament for Sali Kenya, you do not agree with this, you do not participate in the debate, you do not contribute it, so you can go out there and say your people should not attend. But since you were among those who agreed that the president should do this, and this is the fund allocated to the president, if you go back home and telling your people, don't come out and meet him, for me, it's a bit childish.
Maybe that was a way of also protesting, expressing their dissatisfaction with your government.
No, if you want to protest, maybe when going to Sali Kenya, he should not use the road.
Which road?
The one President Barrow is building.
Sali Kenya Bane Road?
Yes, he should not use it. Suleiman, I'm calling on you. If you are protesting because you feel you are not happy with President Barrow, that you ask your people not to welcome you in my home, because my mother is from Sali Kenya. He's not a Sali Kenyan than me, Suleiman. So you should look for a parachute and drop yourself in Sawakunda, in Salikenya, and avoid the road.
But Kabriya Moy, I mean, like as someone from Salikenya, is it something in a city Salikenya will do something like that? Maybe it will find okay, this is the only way we can also protest.
To protest what?
We are not happy with this.
To protest. Just
money bottle,
less than a year.
Money bottle, just
a year ago, President Barrow built a hospital in Salikenya and named it after Sharif Mustafa Adiba. I mean, of course. What Suleiman should have done is to come out and said, in fact, President Barrow, I'm telling the people of Salikenya, we cannot allow this land to be used to build a hospital for the people of Salikenya. You didn't say that. He didn't say that. And allow that hospital to build. And that hospital was named after one of the great founders of our Gambia, independent, Sharif Mustafa Adiba. Today, the city is occupied. At some point, Sharif Mustafa Adiba was a parliamentarian, a very seasoned politician. So, name the hospital after Sharif Mustafa Adiba. The whole family, the community of Salikenya, very happy and supported and came out to inaugurate that hospital. So if Suleiman sit and say the people of Salikenya should not come out, I don't know whether Suleiman himself is either. By the way,
these are just accusations. We haven't heard from Suleiman yet.
But somebody, I think somebody came out in public and said Suleiman did that. He should come out and clear the air whether he did that. And if he does it, then fine enough.
So it go because of that Amanya Nako Silo use?
No, I mean, if you are disagreeing with...
taxpayers Silo?
Is this not taxpayers' money?
And now one
but the money that Suleiman himself voted for the president to go and meet the people's store, telling his people not to go out. But that does not stop.
But at this store for you ever spend?
No. How did we overspend?
President, no, they cannot. Just to follow the president.
The president doesn't go with a bag of money. The president doesn't break a bank. Whatever, and president doesn't carry money from the central government. Every penny that is spent on the store is being paid to the governors in checks, and those governors went to the central banks to collect these monies. That's what people need to understand. President Barrow is not on this store in the boot of his car is the millions sitting there. No, he's not. The monies that are even spent in this store is not managed by politicians. This is what people need to understand. Every penny that has been spent on this store is paid to governors and executive coordinators, not my chairman, our chairman in our regions or in our districts. And if the grassroots people have to go to the meetings, the monies are paid to the chiefs, or the chiefs are the ones that mobilize the transport for them. It doesn't go into the hands of our politicians. So it is important for people to understand that. Because at the end of the day, if those monies go into the politicians, they are the very people who come and say, this is our money, why is it given to MPP people?
But now, when you look at the convoy, I mean, I don't mean the president's main convoy, right?
Yes.
The issue that many people have with the tour is when you look at the number of vehicles that are allocated to the tour. Sometimes they even, seize vehicles from other government agencies and ministries just to go on this tour. Some people say this is very unnecessary. Why will they even get all these
people can say that.
Just for people that have nothing to do
No. Anybody who use a government vehicle on this tour have something to do with the tour.
Like what?
They are the technicians, they are the directors, they all sorts. They are the ones using it.
No,
security forces.
Security forces. The security, I understand.
Yeah, but they are the ones using the vehicles.
Security, I understand.
Yes.
Directors and permanent secretary, they have their own vehicle.
The technicians.
But there are other people that are just allocated vehicles just to go on the tour.
Do you know the number of securities that accompany the president? It's a lot. And they don't have those vehicles.
It's not something they will disclose.
No.
For the security reasons.
Yeah, for security reasons.
Yeah.
But for the vehicles that they are taking from various institutions are used by security and government officers who are part of this tour. Any single person that comes from MPP, we have got vehicles and we use those vehicles.
Oh, really?
Oh, yes. I was the one who allocated vehicles, and I allocated them sensibly. Every pickup that I have given out, I gave it to 3 people.
And you also fuel it.
Yes, we fueled them.
Wow.
I fueled them the Friday before the tour at Jaoel, at Banjul, that radio seat. So we did not touch. We don't even have access to this money.
Yeah, like he once told me, Aliu, it's not easy to get to treasury. Like treasury. Aliu, so easy like that.
I speak to some of the governors, how are things? Oh, I'm running the central bank, I have to get this money out. We are busy with our chiefs, we are busy with that. We didn't see these monies. We didn't touch them. So it is important for people to understand that. And these people out there who have said, oh, you know, we overspent, we did that, how? How are these things overspent? You approve such amount of money for a tour, for Meet the People's Tour, and that's the money that is being spent. You are saying they overspent.
But
where the law is saying at least twice.
Yeah, twice at least.
But you know, President Barrow being President Barrow is doing once.
Because it can make for because they budget twice and the president only goes once. So most of the time alcohol capitalized because it's once, so you overspend.
But you know, but the thing is,
I once asked the finance minister about this. But you need to understand, even aside from the major Meet the People tour, the president always moves. He always goes to visit, inspect projects. So all that thing is part of it.
Yeah, it's part of it. So I think this one they need to understand.
That was the explanation that the finance minister.
They need to understand that. But they don't want President Barrow to go around. Or how do they want it to be done?
No, maybe the outing every now and then.
But we have seen political party leaders here when they are going, how many vehicles follow them. They are not even in government yet.
They are not obliged because...
they are not even in government yet. They are doing that. When they are in government, they will take 10 times more than what President Barrow
they are not using public funds. They are using public funds unlike...
Ali, when President Barrow comes to my office, our national headquarters, he will never use the state vehicle. He will use his... either the MPP
so you
car.
failed that as well? NPP?
Of course he fails. He will either use his MPP pickup or you use his private vehicle and come over. That's what he does. Because President Barrow, wants to leave power and stay in this country. He doesn't want anyone to witch hunt him.
Yeah, that's one thing I like about him.
Yes,
he wants to tell people
he wants to live here and have his bal
presidency.
and have his churai gerde and whatever.
Oh, churai gerde.
Of course, I like churai gerde myself.
But the other issue also, CD, that because I'm putting this into you because you represent the NPP and it's good that I put some of these issues.
Absolutely,
so
absolutely.
That's why I'm bringing some of these things. It might sound funny,
no,
but
it's good.
These are things that people are talking about.
We need to clear the air with
just to get your other side of what you also
yes,
think.
Yeah.
The issue of using students during the tour. People say you have students line up long hours waiting for the president. Do you think it's very unnecessary?
When I was going to school, I've done it for Sadauda. I'm sure you've also done it for Yaya Jammeh.
And then for us, the exam was, we were always expecting that envelope, that 10,000 school party.
Who gave you that? Yaya Jammeh
like during Jammeh's time, most of the students, that's what they anticipate. No, that's seriously, most of the schools during Jammeh's time, they anticipate that 10,000, 5,000 school party. And that's
but one thing about,
that's the difference.
They talk about school children.
And then when Jammeh will come give biscuit.
You see, every child wants to do this, welcome a president. It's historic. I remember when I first did it with Sadauda, I was very happy. I went home to say, I've seen Sadauda. I've never seen Sadauda. And then we don't even have television. We will hear Sadauda speak on radios, you hear him, but go and see him. It was something else. And we've seen when it comes to President Barrow, the late meetings, we have 2 meetings. Mm-hmm. The first meeting, of course, school children will stand and welcome him. But after that, the second meeting, there are no school children. There are no school children. So I believe anyone who says that, yes, they are within all their rights to say it, is their opinion.
And he doesn't give them money to go and party also. When kids come to say welcome, Mr. President, and you say, go.
Anyway,
give them 10,000 to go and party.
President Barrow doesn't carry money. President Barrow is different for Yaya Jammeh. I think Yaya Jammeh goes with bags of money, so he can just dish out. Devlin party.
A friend of mine was like, I think when he's going, he moved with the central bank. They follow him.
Yes. So President Barrow definitely doesn't want to see any child suffer.
Yeah.
And
Sometimes
definitely,
it's very disheartening when you go and then you see kids struggling, staying that long on the road, waiting. And all that. Even for them, you know, even for them, maybe that's an excitement seeing the president.
Again, but
live
we have
and all
seen a lot of improvement.
Yeah.
You know, even though I didn't spend a lot of time when Jammeh was here, but somebody told me Jammeh would say he's coming at.
Yes, see, it seems now the convoy is almost like 300 meters away from the State House main gate.
midnight.
Ansumana?
That's midnight. For
Yes, Ansumana, where are you now? It's
Aliou,
almost
we
midnight.
are right at the State House gate, waiting for the president. He's with the convoy. The other gate of McCarthy Square coming in towards Mopsy, and I'm sure they should be in here any moment from now. We've already passed through the first gate,
Okay.
and we're now at the main gate of the State House, awaiting for His Excellency and his convoy to arrive. We're about 50 meters away
Okay.
from the president's car.
And it's just midnight in Banjul now. How is the crowd at the moment?
Well, so it's the same him at the arch that is coming with him to the State House gate, and I can tell you it's a very, very large crowd.
Okay. So, silu gata rek Ansumana, so you come on tenkar linga wahni is midnight in Banjul. Fan ngeen nekk ni exactly ak lan moo nekk di xew? Ansumana? Well, I mean, we've lost contact with Ansumana. Sidi?
yes, we're
It's
talking
midnight,
about Haley.
Yeah, Hali.
President Barrow du bugam te du gis benn xale coono si yoon bi. Gis na meeting yoo xam ne dafa guddee benn xale du fa nekk. Waaye leena nag bàyyi naa ko xel torop si moom mooy time mu war a aaga si béréb daf di aaga si time boobu waaye nag léegoo-léeg nag dafa am teexa parce que am na yeneen place yu war a dem ak sécurité ak yu demee noonu waaye nag yaakaar naa lu mel nii su fekkee askan bi wax nañ ko te dina ko dégga te dina si bàyyi xel su fekkee ne moving forward is the best not to have the kids out to welcome him probably that would be his approach. But again, if the kids want to be part of the history to welcome a president, I think that's not the wrong way.
Even without uniform, they can still come there.
Yes, even without uniform, you may so. But if you are uniform, then we can identify and you can be protected, and you can be looked after and stuff like that. That's important.
Yeah. But I mean, midnight, the president is, the convoy is still driving slowly to the State House. It's been a long day and night. I mean, we're still here. I mean, in terms of immediate action after the tour, what do you think should be done immediately after the tour in terms of reviewing what have been said?
I mean, you're going to have two things here. You have the government doing their own thing. They meet the people store technicians and repertoires.
Ansumana is back on the line. Ansumana, I mean, so you mune wax rek fan ngeen nekk ci jamono ji ak lan moo nekk di xew foofu noonu.
Aliou, ñu ngi nii di dugal léegi si biir dugal nañ ci biir State House.
Okay.
ñu ngi dugal si final gate bi.
Okay.
mooy buntu bi mujjee. pour dugal si biir ci biir fi nga xamante ne mooy State House jamono ji agsi nañ ci kër bu mag.
yàlla nga di daw noonu
nga xamante ne ñu ngi bàyyeekoo. waaw.
su mën ngaa daw
yàlla nga di daw noonu.
ñu bàyyeekoo fi nga xamante ne mooy agsi.
ok.
waaw fi mu nekk nag njiiti réew mi moom it moto mbaa nekk noonu si gannaaw. bu accès dina taxaw am ab waxtaan def ak taskari xibaar yi ndax loolu. aada buñ fekk la fi saa yu jógee too su accès State House dina waxtaan ak taskari xibaar yi suy ay minutes yu niiw sax bu ko defee ñu daal di tasaaroo. dinañ am nag ñaari fan yoo xam ne dañoo noppale ko ndax dafa tukki dana dem Morocco waat. bu ñëwee continuer ñun ci tool bi niki samedi kon dafa mel ni moom du noppaleku.
déedéet moom du dee noppaleku Ansu. kii liggéeykat la.
waaye war a jógee tool rek de continuer Morocco.
waaw yëpp si liggéey bi la bokk.
waaw suba incha allah moom dafa war a tukki.
dafa war a tukki. so def ni fi mu nekk ni crowd bi yëpp dañ leen emale si bunta bu mag bi.
waaw dañu emale si bunta bu mag bi waaye gis naa fi vice président gis naa fi ministre bi yor wàllum tas xibaar gis naa fi ministre bu yor wàllum jàng diggi doom yi gis naa fi ministre bi yor wàllum wérgu yaram ak deputy speaker ñëpp ñu ngi fi pour dalal ko fii ci biir State House.
well Ansman if possible maybe mu nga am few words rek ak ñoom maybe su ñu ko def vice maybe minister of information just few kaddu rek. nan lañ jàngat si welcoming bi.
Aliou dinaa sàcc rek seet ndax mun naa waxtaan ak suñu papa suñu xarit de vice président His Excellency Mohamed B.S. Jallow président agsi na fii si Banjul si biir State House gannaaw bu ñu demee wër réew mi nga bokk si ñu ko ñëw dalal ci fii.
waa di sant di gërëm di kontaan comme ni ngeen ko xamee am nga président constitutional requirement la pour mu wër réew mi waxtaan ak nit ñi seet seen bugga ñun tam niñ ko aadawoo foog ñu gunge ko ba pare suñu itam ñu teeru ko won ko ne ko dalal ak jàmm si back to State House.
naa ñàkkul ne yaa ngi doon toppatoo bi.
waaw ñu ngi toppatoo bi moom lañ doon waxtaan léegi nii gis nañ kontaan nañ gis nañ ne nit ñi uyu si nañ ko waaw waaye comme ni ma ko li ko tax a géem pour woon nit ñi lan laa def ñëpp gis nañ yoon yi ak courant yi nga xam ne mu ngi tasaaroo si réew mi. waaye xam na am na ñoo xam ne ba tey des na waaw.
jërëjëf dafa mel ni fa la ñu emale waxtaan bi ndax président agsi na fi mu nekk kon dañoo ñëw rek am waxtaan bu gàtt bu ñoo def ak moom ak taskati xibaar yi Aliou just stay tuned. président agsi na fi mu nekk dina saafuwanteeg vice président ak kilifa yi nga xam ne ñoo fi nekk bu ko defee mu ñëw am waxtaan bu gàtt bu moo def ak taskati xibaar yi.
Jerejef, that's my colleague Ansumana Esto Nyasi. Those are live images from the State House grounds where the President of the Republic, His Excellency President Adama Barrow, has finally returned to the State House after completing the first leg of his Meet the People tour. As you have heard from Ansumana, the Vice President Mohamed B.S. Jallow, together with the Deputy Speaker of Parliament, Honorable C.D.S. Kenjai, and of course other senior government officials at the State House to welcome him. Those are the live images, people who have come to welcome back the president to the State House. I know he's going to say a few words, with the media, and we will try to take a listen as to how he feels about the rousing welcome accorded him from Kalaji down to the State House in Banjul. I think the president is about to speak to the press. Let's take a listen.
Good evening, Your Excellency. Once again, I would just like to thank you for this opportunity. It has been a very long day since early afternoon until midnight. We have finished the first leg of the tour. First, I would just like you to assess the success of the first leg.
Yes. Thank you very much. It's yet another Meet the People tour. It was a long journey, but it was a great one. Very successful journey because we started with the North Bank. We proceeded to the CRR South, then URR, and finally yesterday LRR. I think it was successful because the Gambian people came out in their large numbers to welcome us and engage with my officials. One thing was outstanding. The Gambians appreciated the projects that we implemented in the provinces. The provinces were disadvantaged for more than 50 years. Resources were not decentralized. And definitely, it was not fair on their side. But within these 8 years, real decentralization is now happening. There are still challenges, and they need more support, and they need more projects. But the one that was outstanding was roads. And these roads also is in different areas. The Nyanijas, the Nyaminas, the Fuladus, they feel that they are a little bit marginalized, seeing we have completed projects in other provincial areas. But we are up to the challenge. We planned this earlier on. I've discussed with my Minister of Works. We are coming to start new projects. We will do over 500 kilometers of roads. But definitely we will start with Nyanija, with Nyamina, the Fuladus, and of course there was a demand for us to also construct roads in Farafenni. Farafenni is a town, but definitely it's only the main road that is constructed in Farafenni. That demand was there. We recognize that, and we are going to construct roads in Farafenni. Overall, I think the people were happy with the electricity. We have so far completed over 75% of Gambians are connected today to the grid. And we are looking forward to connecting 90% of Gambians by the end of 2025. But I will assure Gambians that we will make sure every Gambian access electricity before the end of 2026. I'm taking this project as a personal project to make sure it is delivered to the people. We have delivered clean water, clean drinking water to the Gambian people. We have also completed many health projects. Schools, you know, of course, you are a civil servant. We have increased 110% of civil service wages within these 8 years. It's unprecedented. Sometimes if I discuss with my colleagues and I mention this to them, they don't believe. They don't believe me. And I can tell you one incident that happened during my Meet the People though. Somebody came from Nigeria. He's a high profile somebody. He's a senator in Nigeria. He came to see me. When he came to my village, he was really impressed. He told me, Mr. President, I am surprised that I traveled 300 kilometers. I was sleeping inside the car for 300 kilometers. He said, that cannot happen in Nigeria. It's because you have good roads. I emphasize that this is not just 300 kilometers, but southern part is about 400 kilometers, and the northern part is also 400 kilometers. They are all completed, and they are all good roads. So you see, the size of your country doesn't matter. It's what you are able to complete, what you are able to deliver. And this government is a working government. It's a government that is very ambitious. It's a government that aims very, very high. And we are very, very brave. We are ready to break the bank to develop this country. I want to be remembered as a president that led the development of this country, that laid the foundation of the development of this country. This is what I want to be remembered for. By 2031, it will be a different story. Thank you very much. I have to seize this opportunity to thank my entire team, thank the press, the drivers, everybody who was part of this delegation, or anybody who have contributed to this long journey, a great journey, and a successful journey. Thank you.
Thank you. Colleagues, your mic.
Well, that's the President of the Republic, President Barrow, they are speaking to the press. He sounds very confident and excited with what he saw during the course of his tour in the provinces. As you have heard him say, he talked about legacy, and he has even vowed, if possible, to break a bank. I hope it wouldn't be Central Bank or World Bank to make sure he's able to bring in so many projects, as you have heard from him. I mean, for many years, I mean, the provinces were disadvantaged and marginalized, and this is something that his government has come to address. And yes, there you see them there praying. Imam Jallow is leading the prayer there, the father of our colleague Aliu Jallow. Yes. And you have heard from the president talking about the government's plan to build another 500 kilometers of road. I mean, starting with Nyanija, Fuladu, and Nyamina as well. He also talked about the initiative to build new roads within Farafenni, which is a very crucial commercial town as well. And the issue of access to electricity is also high on the agenda. The government intends to have access to universal access to electricity by the end of 2026. Quite, I mean, a powerful statement there by the president. Ansumana, if you are still with me, what do you make of the president's address and just... Ansumana?
Yes, Aliu, I can hear you.
Yes, so I mean, that brings an end to the long day. I mean, the president has finally arrived at the State House and you have heard from him. What do you make of his statement?
Indeed, Aliu, it was a long day, and that engagement with the press there brings to an end what has been a very, very long, tiring, but exciting journey. We were together, and he said some very important things, including the announcement that he is willing, he is committed, and he is ready to ensure that by the end of 2026, all Gambians, regardless of wherever you may be in this country, you are able to access electricity. But also, he did mention the issue of roads. I think I did a story on it during the course of the store, that he's going to do an additional 700 kilometers of roads, and he's yet again reaffirmed that commitment.
Si lu gàtt rek si kàllaama olof xam naa ne time bi dem na is after midnight now xam naa sona ngeen ñëpp a sona si jamono jii nii mu nga ñu tënka si lu gàtt rek lan la président bi wax gannaaw bu mu àggee ci State House.
waaw li mu doon wax rek Aliou si gàttal mooy ne mu ngi gërëm ñëpp képp koo xam ne jàppoon na ci too bi waaye tamit dafa dëgëralaat kàddoom ndax waxoon na ci jamono too bi ne am na yéene pour naka liggéeyaat yeneen yoon ay tali maanaam ci biir réew mi rawatina ci dex bi ci dëkk yi mel ni Ñaanija ak Ñaamina ak yu demee noonu lu war a toll ci juróom-ñaari téeméeri kilomètres loolu dafa dëgëralaat kàddu boobu tey. wax na tamit ne bugg na niki at bi ñu digmal si fii balaa mooy jeex fépp fu Gambien munti nekk war ngaa mun a am access to electricity maanaam courant war naa nekk sa néeg war naa nekk sa dëkk te war nga see mun a jot loolu mu ne pare na pour xar ci tànki tubéyam gis ne loolu tamit am na Aliou foog naa lii moo gën a fës si li mu wax.
Jërëjëf Ansumana, thank you so much. That was my colleague Ansumana Eso Nyasi updating us live from the State House in Banjul. Well, viewers, I mean, Sidi, just briefly, I mean, you have heard from the president.
Yes.
Just for you to wrap up.
Thank you very much, Aliu. Just to wrap up, I'm very, very happy, and we thank God that all media people took started to the end, for the first leg. Everything went very peaceful, no incident, no accident, and we hope and pray that continues in the combos and in the Fonies as well. The president's remark as he speak to the press before he get into his house. He wants to be remembered for the president who brought development, infrastructure, and I think he will always be remembered for that, because already he has done it, and also announcing another 700 kilometers of roads in the Nyanijas, in the
Nyamina,
Fuladu,
and
Farafenye, and I think definitely that is very important, and it will change the lives of those communities. And also about electricity, 70%, 80% electricity for the communities come December this year. I think definitely is good. So we thank everybody. We thank our politicians, and the politicians all tend to ngejai. Nga Gambia dungol be tend to ngejai. Nga security forces all tend to. Nga drive all tend to. Nga journalists all tend to. Momo ko president ya fanya milbulo dunda nying. Many people stock on nge be tend to. Ila doku kendo kang journalists all sutu eso nyasi kabirin kalaji be programo kono Babukar Sise cameraman olu. Aliu Anatol Donyol Bay, and we thank the management of QTV for according us this opportunity, because there are tons of people, lots of people sitting at their homes. Be serial swall kono. Then QTV man live. Ita jero keno la taka kalamata woto mbal tentula mbal jela be duala alma mabela jarbi nyolum fanana anu fanan ko president Barrow afanyami 2031. We'll see a different development.
Next year, anytime what I'm campaign kono.
No, don't campaign bandera ni alata December 6th, President Barrow will be back at State House, and the same development will continue.
Thank you so much. You know what this reminds me? It reminds me 2021 election night.
Yes, we were here till late. Anyway,
that's what it
we thank everybody. All our politicians, all chairmen, women mobilizers, regional committees, Ngebeten to Ngejai, New Jerem, West Coast Commission, Governor B, coordinator, KMC executive coordinator, Banjul executive coordinator, the regional structures in West Coast, KM, Banjul, ñu sant leen gërëm leen liggéey bi rafet na ñu ne leen jërë ngeen jëf.
Thank you very much, CDCC, and once again, congratulations to the President and his entire entourage for safely returning to Banjul after what has been a successful, first leg tour in provincial Gambia. Well, viewers, on behalf of the entire QTV production team, our reporters in the field, Eso Nyasi and Babukar Sise, and of course our special guest, CDCC, and cameraman and technical crew, and everyone who has been very much involved in the production of this entire live broadcast. Thank you so much for watching. I am Aliu Sise, wishing you a pleasant night. Thank you so much for watching, and goodbye.